Hey, this is Johnny C back with another video. We gonna talk about tag teams. Tag teams from the past, tag teams right now. It don't matter. And I want you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment on this video of what tag teams if we miss any.
Okay, so the question of the day is, are tag teams dead?
They were in the early 2000s, like from 2003 to
Like,
2000.
do we need tag team titles anymore?
Oh, we
Because
need.
it doesn't seem like we do.
It doesn't seem like we do, but we do because it's another title for us to kind of look forward to. And they're starting to put tag teams together that aren't just two people thrown together to work a match. There's a lot of tag teams now where they've wrestled together, they've lived together. You know, you could tell they're a tag team, like they have that chemistry. One of the greatest tag teams I will talk about today, in my opinion, today, one of the greatest tag teams, the Usos. They've been tag teams since I want to say
Since birth.
well,
But
I
yeah.
mean they've been wrestling though.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. But are tag teams, like, literally, do you see the tag team division just like, is it just
It
nobody
was
cares
dead,
about
but
it?
it's getting revitalized. I mean, nowadays you got Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. They're a great
Young
tag team.
Boys, on
You got the Mysterios, Dominic Mysterio. He's been showing it up as Rey Mysterio's son. You got the Usos. You had Cesaro and Sheamus for a while, who had great chemistry as opponents. They became a tag team. The Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, which is from the past. But like present tag teams now, there's not a lot to choose from. But the tag team division is still there. It's just not as vitalized as it was like the 80s and 90s.
But there was people, Johnny C, that they saw tag teams to where, well, I saw the same tag teams to where you saw Edge and Christian and stuff. They would rather watch them than the main event. Where's that gone?
They're not given the opportunity. They're really not. They're like relegated to like the second or third card or opening match or whatever, to where they're not the main event. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tag team matches are great because you know you don't just have two people in the ring. You got four people. Count it, four. To where okay, you got an extra element in there for both sides, but they're not given the opportunity to actually have great matches. And now we also have women tag team wrestling, so there's women tag teams kind of thrown together at times, but a lot of them are doing really great. But it's tag team wrestling isn't a focus really that much anymore.
So is it dead? Tag team wrestling. I mean, it used to be great to where you turn on
It's
every single week and you see Edge and Christian. They're killing themselves. You see the Dudley Boys, man, the Dudley Boys, which we grew up on. They're killing themselves. Is the tag team division in wrestling important?
It's not important.
That's what I
There's nothing I can't sugarcoat it. I can't say nothing. So you know what? I'm about to get some real heat here.
Mm-hmm.
The tag team division in any wrestling, well, in WWE anyways, is dead. In AEW, it's alive and well. But tag team wrestling as a whole in any wrestling promotion you go to will be vitalized because that is a part of the bread and butter to bring people in. But WWE doesn't really believe in it anymore. I don't know why. But that's up to Vince and Triple H to battle me on that. To where it's not focused on. All they're focused on is singles male wrestlers and singles female wrestlers. That's it. The tag team division in their promotion is, it's there, but it's fizzling out to where there's hardly anybody. And I also forgot about the Street Profits, which they're a great tag team too. They can talk and they can work.
Well, whenever I talk about the tag team division, I talk about it from a place of love, to where I go all the way back to the Rockers. I go all the way back to, even if you didn't like it, the Rock and Sock Connection, which was super funny and all that stuff. Tag teams right now, I think it's just a certain place to where they put them. But there was people that won main event championships that were in tag teams. And right now, like the tag team titles for anybody in any promotion doesn't seem like it means much. What do you think?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Okay.
In WWE, the tag team titles, I mean, to me, they look like a couple of dimes. The title belts itself.
I think the only people that have done anything for the tag team division would probably be the New Day. What do you think?
Oh yeah, the New Day revitalized that tag team competition because when the New Day was wrestling, they had that ladder match at like TLC, and it was them versus the Luchadors versus Cesaro and Sheamus and versus the Usos, and it was I watched the whole match, didn't get bored one time. But now it's just kind of like blah, back to normal to where they're just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, you got, back in the day, you had the British Bulldogs, you had Money Incorporated, you had the Road Warriors, you had Sting and Luger, you had the Koloffs, you had so many different tag teams, and they rode together. All they did was talk wrestling. The Rockers, like my associate accommodated to, the Rockers, the Hart Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you had Demolition. You had a bunch of different tag teams. Nowadays, one promotion might have 5.
So do you think it's dead?
Oh, yeah. It's that, I mean, even though AEW is trying to showcase that, they're a new company, they're trying to showcase anything they can. Tag team wrestling...
I think the Cruiserweight division is dead, and that hurts bad.
There is no Cruiserweight division.
No, there's not.
There's no Cruiser... To me, in order for there to be a division, there's got to be a title. There's got to be something they're fighting for. They can't just be fighting each other for no reason. There has to be something they're fighting for. There is no Cruiserweight division. Just like the fucking stupid Intercontinental title redesign they did. It's like literally like a round kind of like Edge coin looks like to me. I want the old school Intercontinental title that Cody Rhodes brought back. That's my favorite. All-time favorite. Just like I really don't care for the Universal Championship. Let's go back to having a WWE Championship and a World Championship. Let's just go back to that. And not this...
Why do you think they did that?
Because when they did the brand split, again, because they thought it would make money, it didn't make money. Dean Ambrose had the WWE Championship, and they had, let's create the Universal for the WWE Universe. No. I guarantee you, if you took a poll... There would be, no, let's go back to the old way of just a WWE Championship and a World Championship and have those two champs go against each other. But titles aside, Cruiserweight division is dead. I mean, you have Cruiserweight wrestlers fighting all over the world and everything. In the main promotion here in America, WWE, they don't have a Cruiserweight title. Tag team, they have 2 different sets of tag team titles, but there's not a lot of tag teams fighting for it to where it's like, oh yeah, that's great.
Well, and we're going to get into this in our next video, and it comes down to, are there too many championships in wrestling? Does it dilute the product? No?
With WWE being a big company as they are, because I think they have like 100 some odd wrestlers under contract, the amount of titles they have is common for them. AEW has like, I think, 3 different titles, or 4 different titles, that's including the women's title. That's common for them because they have enough wrestlers to fight for the title. When you're starting a wrestling company, you really only need the main title, a mid-card title, and tag team title. So 4 titles at most, if you're starting out. So, well, yeah, and a women's title. But that's if you are able to start out with women wrestlers. If you're not able to start out with women wrestlers, you can create that later on when you get some traction and they're able to sign more talent. But in my opinion, WWE, I would eliminate one of the mid-card titles.
What do you do?
With WWE, I would eliminate the Intercontinental title because that title just looks so stupid.
Oh, wow.
It looks stupid, though.
Whoa! That's one of the most iconic titles.
I know, but the title itself, like how it's designed, it just looks idiotic. It really does. Like, bring back the old school title and eliminate the United States title, or push one of them down to NXT. I mean, but NXT has the heavyweight title, and they have the North American title, and then they have the tag team titles, and they have the women's title. So they already got 5 championships for NXT itself. That makes no fucking sense.
No.
It really don't.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, what is the North American title? Like,
But
okay,
that's their version of the Intercontinental.
that's still stupid. It really is. They could have labeled it the NXT Intercontinental title.
I see your point, but they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
And the point of the question was, is tag team wrestling dead?
It is. It is dead. I don't want to believe it's dead, but there's not a lot of viable tag teams.
Does anybody really care about tag team wrestling?
I think people do, but promotions as a whole, they don't know how to bring it back. And there's a lot of people that don't want to be put in a tag team because they want to pursue their own personal goals. You know, to me, honestly, Cesaro, great wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Better in a tag team. Singles wrestler, not so much. But when him and Sheamus were a tag team...
You're saying a lot of shit, dude, that's going to piss people off. But...
I'm sorry, Cesaro got his ass kicked by Roman Reigns, okay? So you know what? He needs to go back in a tag team to make himself relevant again. I mean, hey, I got a great idea. Put him and Seth Rollins in a tag team. That'd be fucking awesome. Because I always love seeing the tag teams that are thrown together at first that didn't like each other. And eventually they love each other because those are two of the most talented. Quit doing the Cesaro symbol.
I'm telling them to wrap it up. But, so, yeah, we both agreed that tag team wrestling, I mean, well, we had a video on the Attitude Era versus a lot of eras and stuff like that. And the one thing that was actually really, really good about old school wrestling is tag team wrestling was actually really pushed to the forefront. Whenever we talk about the Legion of Doom, I don't know if you young guys know about that.
Let me touch on that real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
For those of you that don't know who the Legion of Doom is, you might know them as the Road Warriors. They are actually the best tag team wrestling of all time because they won every tag team title in every promotion. And I'm talking AWA, WCW, and WWE. They won all 3 big promotions. They never went to ECW because they were broken up by that time. But they were one of the greatest tag teams, if not the greatest, because they didn't take shit from nobody.
Legion of Doom, and there's 2 tag teams that, for you guys, Google it. That would be Legion of Doom, and that would be Harlem Heat. Two tag teams that are really good, and they stuck to their guns. The tag team division right now, it's literally if you have nothing to do, they just pull you with somebody. I mean, sorry, Dolph Ziggler, but you and Rude. I mean, seriously, you guys are singles talents. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of things to where when I say is tag team wrestling dead, and Johnny C says yes, I would agree with him. I think that tag team wrestling is dead.
It is. I mean, I could talk for hours about this. There's nothing viable to say that it's not dead. Yes, we have tag teams floating around wrestling, this and that, but I don't think the fans really care. I mean, they might, but they might not. They might just watch it just because, oh, they're wrestling, okay. They're not into the match. They're not into the storyline of it. So, closing arguments, tag team wrestling is dead.
It is.
Women's wrestling is doing great. But promotions need to focus more on tag team wrestling and trying to revitalize it. Until next time, peace out.